Okay, this is a Zoom recording, so this just gives you a little bit of a taste here, but I'm doing an office hour and no one's here at the moment. So I thought I'd make a short clip for you guys just about how I like to practice arpeggios and how this can really help you as well start to really know the notes and the chords. I give you all kinds of tips in Metal Guitar Academy courses and things of that nature about how to really understand how to build the chords, okay? And that's, of course, the first and really most important step. But once you sort of grok that and understand it, it becomes important to really take the next step of just memorizing. And there's a whole lot of good strategies how to do that. I won't get into that here today. But here's just one cool one that I like to do a lot when I practice, and I don't have a background track or anything right now in this. Again, this is really off the cuff quickly here, but if you just choose one chord, I like people to start with major chords because it's real easy if you memorize a whole bunch of major chords in terms of the notes in them. It's real easy to switch them to minor in your head, which we can go over a different time. But let's take A major. So if someone says to me A major, I just immediately think A, C sharp, E. Again, there's ways to understand how that works beyond the scope of this, but let's just say you're working on, okay, I want to memorize A major, A, C sharp, E. And then you really want to start to play it on the guitar and really know your triad shapes, which again, you can check out a lot of material on metalguitaracademy.com for that. But again, let's just say you're at the stage where you know the notes are A, C sharp, E. Okay? You know your shapes, or you're at least working on all your triad shapes. So what's a cool way to practice this? You do this two ways. Okay? You start with putting on a track, putting on a jam track in the key of A major, because generally speaking, if you just keep playing this one arpeggio A major over a track like that, it's going to work pretty well. I mean, it's going to get a little boring. It's not like this is the most exciting thing to do, but it's really going to help you to get good at this and to know your fretboard better. So you put a backing track on, and pretty much what you want to start to do is you just want to start to look around and play over the track slowly, always finding an A, always finding your root note of this particular chord. This, of course, will work with any other triads or arpeggios, but A major here is the one. So if you got a track going, you go, okay, cool, here's an A. And what you do is you just want to do you find one of your little triads around here. I got A here, there's the C sharp, there's the E. Okay, so not only are you thinking of the notes, C sharp, A, E, to reinforce knowing those, quickly in your head, A major, oh, it's A, C sharp, and E. You're also thinking about the little shape. So then you just make yourself really quick. Okay, cool, there's an A. Let's say that you're not super fast with it. You're like, okay, there's an A. You give yourself a second, okay, what's my little shape off the A string? I'm not big on inversions, okay? That's what we are technically playing here is inversions, but it's not a very good way to teach it, which again is a little bit beyond the scope here. But in terms of practically on the neck, you just want to concentrate on root notes. So like, okay, here's an A. Ooh, look, that matches up. We can do two. We can either go A, E, and then C sharp there. There's another E. Thinking of the notes is very important because, yes, you can have the little three string shapes, but what's really cool is if you think about the notes as you do this, and you go, okay, here's my A major, A, C sharp, A, E. If you're thinking of those notes in your head, look, you go E like that, right? And then another A up like that, which is, again, a kind of a non-standard, sorry. You're really connecting little shapes that a lot of players, unfortunately, sort of kind of compartmentalize a little too much. I think it's good to learn little chunks. The smaller chunks, the better, frankly, because you can put them together. But you have to take that next step of then putting them together so that your whole world is not, oh, 2-string everywhere, 3-string everywhere. Again, that's great to start with, but you want to be able to think, oh, cool, A major, A, E, A, C sharp. But then, hey, look, E here. and an A. And then you got the track going, you're still playing. Okay, let's find another A. Okay, cool. All right. Just one chord at a time. You don't want to start doing this like 3, 4 different chords, arpeggios. You really want to just stick with one at a time. And if you do that, you just keep going around the neck looking for A. Oh, look, here's an E. Now, the next step from that, after you play that for a few minutes, is I encourage you then to think about finding the other 2 notes of the chord. If you start to think C sharp, right? It's really great practice for finding your notes, by the way, which is just one of the most important things that you can do for your playing. I'm not exaggerating. So say you're going to think C sharp, right? That helps jog your brain into putting those 3 notes together. Oh, C sharp, E, A, E, C sharp, A. It's all the A major chord. So you start going, okay, cool, here's a C sharp. Helps you, oh, A, E. Oh yeah, there's the shape. C sharp again somewhere, I don't know. A, E, C sharp, C sharp again. C sharp there again. E, C sharp. Again, cool little lick, skipping a string, right? A up there. This is how you get some more interesting licks. Gets you out of just the standard shapes. But it's important, again, to just focus on one chord at a time. If you do this frequently, you don't have to sit here for 3 hours doing this because you're not going to be able to concentrate that long. It's kind of dumb to try and do that, Frank. It's a waste of time. But if you do this frequently, if you sit down and you warm up, every time you pick up the guitar, and you pick a chord that you're trying to memorize, again, the notes, most important thing, A major, A, C sharp, E. And you go through that, again, you can think of then E's. Find your E's and try and go, oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, that means my C sharp is here, that means my A is here. Bam! It becomes more than just a shape, it becomes something you can actually use on the fly and make some cool licks with. Puts it all together in context. Okay, here's one other thing I like to do. Same thing, starting with a chord. It's a little trickier, but it's kind of fun. Again, it sounds cool. And this has to do with what we call non-chord tones. And that can be a subject maybe for a whole other course or something, or lesson on Metal Guitar Academy. But take the same idea here. Okay, A major. If you're thinking about your shapes, I'll take this one, A, C sharp, E. If you approach each of those notes by like a half step away, like below, okay? I'm still visualizing that shape. Again, I'm really thinking A and going, okay, A, C sharp, E. But now, there's the E down there. I'm just approaching them by half step. You can make some really neat kind of licks with this. I like to do that kind of stuff, sort of a little Marty Friedman-ish, I think. If I have A, I am doing a D, it's not in the chord, but my aim here is the C sharp. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, because I'm thinking that's C sharp. It's not just a pattern or a shape. I'm thinking of the note, because you know that's in the chord, A, C sharp, and E. If you then go, oh, there's the C sharp, I could come in from a half step below, do a little bend up like that. And same thing here. A, I'm coming in from the G sharp behind it. There's my E. So you could practice doing that too, just slowly. You don't have to make licks from it right away, but you go, okay, cool, here's my A. So, C sharp, E. Well, pull it right off there. So that's really cool. You can approach it by, I recommend half steps with that, either below it or above it. Above is going to sound a little weirder, but again, for practice, just think about these shapes. kind of fun. So there you go. Great way to practice arpeggios is just about being methodical, really picking one at a time, pick one a day. Okay, or if you have a certain, again, there's a regimented way to do this, which I talk about in some of the lessons. But quick, cool way to practice. It really helped me years ago when I was really trying to get good at this stuff. So, okay, excellent.